show you how great I am.
I'm gonna float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. I am the king of the world.
G5Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video, support your boy. Support good content at all times. All social media is in the description box, and please hit that bell icon so you can be notified when I drop that heat. This video is sponsored by my boy Fast Classic. His mixtape is in the description box. It is absolutely free. Definitely give him a download, give him a listen. And this video is sponsored by my boy Matt. Definitely check his apparel out on IG at We All From. Now, the topic for the day is everybody's favorite, Mr. Al Haymon, Mr. PBC himself. And what I really want to talk about today in regards to Al Haymon and PBC is how the supporters of Al Haymon and PBC have bad memory. Now, do not get me wrong. I am an Al Haymon supporter. I like what Al Haymon does in terms of taking care of his guys and not only looking out for them for the current, but he's looking out for them beyond boxing. Like, I highly respect Al Haymon for that. And for the people that criticize Al Haymon for taking care of his guys, you can't have it both ways. Like, you would rather a guy take care of the fighters versus somebody like a Don King, who is known for not taking care of his fighters and stealing from his fighters. Al Haymon is good for the people that is signed under him. Now, is it all good? No, it's not all good. But I support what Al Haymon does in terms of taking care of his fighters. What I want to get into is really point out a lot of these Al Haymon hardcores, PBC hardcore guys. Some of these channels too, I'm not going to fraud. Some of these channels, I'm not going to call no channels out because I'm not here to do that. But when Al Haymon and PBC first came along, and this is just me refreshing people's memory, okay? When Al Haymon and PBC first came along, and I'm talking about Al Haymon and PBC, not just Al Haymon by himself, because I mean, he's been in boxing for a long time. Like, he had Vernon Forrest under him. That's how long he's been in the game. So I'm talking about when Al Haymon got that PBC money and PBC started. There was a lot of Al Haymon people. There was a lot of popular channels, popular YouTube channels that all of y'all listen to. They were all saying the same thing. Al Haymon and PBC, they're getting rid of the pay-per-view model. This needed to happen. They're putting fights on for free. They're putting it on network TV. They're putting it on prime time. Al Haymon is changing the game. He's 3 steps ahead of everybody else. But the main thing that the pay-per-view model was getting eliminated. That's what the Al Haymon hardcores and the PBC fans was saying when Al Haymon and PBC first started. Y'all do remember that, right? Y'all do remember that. Now, it's funny because now Al Haymon and PBC are putting on pay-per-views. They're putting on pay-per-views. Spence Jr., Mikey Garcia, that pay-per-view was trash. And I'm a fan of Mikey Garcia. I'm a fan of Spence Jr. Pay-per-view, trash. I remember Keith Thurman saying he never wanted to fight on pay-per-view. He wanted as many people as possible to be able to see him with no interruptions, no barriers. Meaning he didn't want anybody to have to pay to see him. But what's happening? We have a Manny Pacquiao versus Keith One Time Thurman pay-per-view in July. Al Haymon and PBC is promoting pay-per-views now. The reason I'm saying this is because all of you channels, all of you PBC fans, all of you Al Haymon hardcores, that was praising Al Haymon in the beginning for trying to get rid of the pay-per-view model and saying that Al Haymon was 3 steps ahead of the game, Al Haymon and PBC has done a complete 180. They're putting fights that should be on Showtime on pay-per-view. That's what Al Haymon and PBC is doing. So you can't say that Al Haymon and PBC is 3 steps ahead of the game and they're getting rid of the pay-per-view model and you praising them for it, but then you're not saying nothing when he did a complete 180 and now he's doing pay-per-views and he's trying to promote pay-per-views. He wants you to buy pay-per-views where for years he was literally trying to get rid of it. He was literally trying to get rid of it. But I know people are not going to call Al Haymon out for that. I know you're not going to call PBC out for that. And I support Al Haymon. I support PBC. I support anybody in any channel that shows boxing. I have no affiliation. But I said all of that to say this. Now all of a sudden, those same people that was praising Al Haymon and praising PBC for trying to get rid of the pay-per-view model years ago, these are the same people that now have a problem with DAZN. These are the same people that have a problem with DAZN. And this is why I say it's stupid. Because those same people, those same channels, they have a problem with DAZN now because DAZN is $10 a month. I'm sorry, you were paying the same price for Showtime. You're paying the same price at that time for HBO. Those are premium cable channels. You were paying $10, $15 a month for Showtime and HBO. You was paying $20 to $30 a month for those 2 channels alone. So why do you have a problem with DAZN when they're charging $10 a month and they have more than just boxing? But you didn't have a problem keeping HBO when HBO had trash cards. You ain't had no problem with Showtime right now because Showtime right now has trash cards. I don't understand how you have an affiliation with a network or a promoter, because I'm like, the promoter don't pay you. Like, you don't work for HBO, you don't work for Showtime, you don't work for DAZN, you don't work for PBC. And 9 out of 10 of these channels and these people that be on YouTube, like, the majority of them are biased. And I don't get it. Like, call it straight down the middle. And I think that's what I represent over here on G5 Jeff TV, man. Like, I call it straight down the middle. This is what I do. I call it straight down the middle. I don't have a problem with Al Haymon. I don't have a problem with PBC. But when you say you're about one thing and then you switch it up later on, like, I'm going to call you on it. If Eddie Hearn is on that bullshit, I'm going to call him on it. Bob Arum, if he on that bullshit, I'm going to call him on it. Frank Warren, if he on that bullshit, I'm going to call him on it. If Deontay Wilder's on that bullshit, I'm going to call him on it. If Spence Jr.'s on that bullshit, I'm going to call him on it. If Terrence Crawford, Sean Porter, Tyson Fury, Dillian White, whoever is on that bullshit, I'm calling them on it. I don't understand how people have ties to people. I don't get it. Bottom line is Al Haymon and PBC changed their whole business model from when they started. All I'm saying is, if you are an Al Haymon hardcore or a PBC hardcore, you need to call PBC and you need to call Al Haymon out on this. You can't say you're going to get rid of the pay-per-view model and then years later, you're fully supporting the pay-per-view model. You backtracking. You're not supposed to do that. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. G5 Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video, support your boy. Support good content at all times. I appreciate y'all. Peace.